Have you ever stopped to think that there might be a hidden language connecting almost everything we do? I'm talking about everything from planning your errands to how your social media feed works. Well, there is. It's this secret structure of connections, and today we're going to pull back the curtain and show you exactly how it works.
So let's start with a question. What could possibly link your trip to the grocery store, your friend list on Facebook, and a brain teaser from the 1700s? They seem totally random, right? But believe it or not, they're all built on the very same simple foundation. And by the end of this, you'll be able to see that hidden pattern too.
All right, let's get into it. To really understand this hidden world, we need a special kind of toolkit. And we're going to start with the two most basic, most fundamental building blocks of what we call graph theory. They might sound simple, but trust me, they are incredibly powerful. First up, we have the vertex. The easiest way to think about a vertex is just a thing. It's a dot, a point of interest. So if we're looking at a map, a vertex is a city. If we're on social media, a vertex is a person's profile. It's the core object in any network. Oh, and by the way, the plural is vertices. Okay, so we have our things, but what's the point if they're not connected, right? That is where edges come in. An edge is literally just the line that joins two vertices. It's the relationship between them. It could be a road connecting two towns, a friendship between two people, or even a flight path between two airports. And here's where it all clicks together. Look at this. A road map is just a collection of town vertices and road edges. Your social network? That's just a bunch of person vertices connected by friendship edges. Once you learn to spot this pattern, I'm telling you, you will start seeing these graphs absolutely everywhere. And just to wrap up our basic toolkit, there are two super simple terms we use to talk about the scale of a graph. The order of a graph is just how many vertices it has, the number of things, and the size is just the total count of edges, or the connections. Easy as that. Now, let's put our brand new toolkit to the test with a real-life detective story. For centuries, people in the old Prussian city of Königsberg were obsessed with a puzzle. They had 7 bridges connecting different parts of their city, and they all wondered, is it possible to go for a walk that crosses every single bridge exactly one time?
For years, nobody could figure it out. Then along comes this brilliant mathematician, Leonhard Euler. He had a flash of genius. He realized that the shape of the city, the length of the bridges, none of that mattered. He stripped it all away. He turned each piece of land into a vertex and each bridge into an edge. He took a messy, real-world map and turned it into a clean, simple graph. Now, to finally crack the case, Euler needed one more little piece of information, the degree of a vertex. All this means is how many edges are connected to it. So if one of those landmasses had 3 bridges leading to it, its vertex would have a degree of 3. Simple. And here it is, the big reveal. Euler discovered and proved that you can only make that special walk, the one that crosses every edge just once, if the graph has either 0 or exactly 2 vertices with an odd degree. Well, when he looked at his graph of Königsberg, he found it had 4 of them. And just like that, game over. With one simple, elegant roll, Euler proved the walk was completely impossible. And that was the revolutionary idea. This is what graph theory is all about. It teaches us to stop worrying about the messy details and to focus only on the pattern of connections, because that's where the real answers are hiding. So that 300-year-old puzzle basically gave birth to a whole new field of math. Now let's fast forward. Let's see how we can upgrade our basic toolkit to solve much more complex modern problems. We can make our basic graphs a whole lot smarter. For example, in what's called a directed graph, the edges become one-way streets. They have arrows. This is perfect for things like task scheduling, where you have to do task A before you can even start task B. Or we can make a weighted graph, where we give each edge a value, like a cost or a distance. Think about a map showing you that the road from city A to city B is 10 miles long. That's essential for finding the best route. And when you're planning a big project, those directed graphs are absolutely crucial. You need something called a directed acyclic graph, or DAG for short. That word acyclic is the key. It means there are no cycles, no loops. Because imagine a cycle. That'd be like saying you need to put on your shoes to put on your socks, but you need to put on your socks to put on your shoes. You'd be stuck in a loop forever. Here's another famous puzzle that, surprise, is secretly a graph problem. The 4-color theorem.
It says you only need 4 colors to color in any map so that no two regions that share a border have the same color. And how do you prove something like that? You got it. You turn every region into a vertex and every shared border into an edge.
Okay, so far so good. But now let's scale things way, way up. Let's talk about one of the most famous and most difficult problems in logistics and computer science. It's a puzzle that massive companies spend millions and millions of dollars trying to solve efficiently every single day. The problem sounds so simple on the surface. A salesman has to visit a bunch of different cities. What is the absolute shortest trip they can take that visits every single city once and then returns to where they started? For delivery companies, airlines, you name it, solving this isn't just a fun puzzle. It's the absolute key to saving unbelievable amounts of time, fuel, and money. And here's why it's so incredibly hard. Just look at that number. For a tiny trip with only 15 cities, there are more than 1.3 trillion possible routes. That is not a typo. You can see why just trying to check every single option is completely impossible. This is why we need those clever graph algorithms to find shortcuts. So you see, we started this journey with a little puzzle about 7 bridges in an old city. But it's pretty clear now that this simple toolkit of vertices and edges isn't just for solving old brain teasers. It is the invisible logic that powers the incredibly complex systems that shape our entire world. I mean, just think about it. It's optimizing the flight paths that get you to your vacation. It's literally mapping the internet itself. It's analyzing how ideas spread on social media. Scientists use it to understand food webs in biology. It's behind the planning for massive construction projects. The applications of graph theory, they are truly, truly everywhere. So next time you're planning a road trip or organizing a to-do list, or even just scrolling through your friends list, stop and take a closer look. Because you now have the basic toolkit. You can see the hidden network of vertices and edges that's running underneath it all. So the only question left is, what puzzle are you going to spot next?